Okay, welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
Sorts of sports.
There we go. Okay.
One day, love will find you. Break those chains that bind you.
What other, because I know it was a strange, like, what other 80s movie was that in? It's a classic fucking movie.
Separate Ways? I feel like Separate Ways have been in like 20 fucking movies, man.
Probably, but I mean, I feel like not as many that came out in the actual 80s.
Hang on.
I was like, damn well, I don't know.
I'm so intrigued by now because I love.
That's one of my go-to karaoke songs. I'm actually making a list of my top 10 karaoke songs, and that's up there. It's in the top 5.
But while K-Dot looks for that, like, I want to say, welcome to another episode of All Sorts of Sports. Yeah. I almost messed up.
My wife said we should get a shirt. We should make a shirt that just says "sports in your ass."
She really likes it. No, I'm sorry. She likes the phrase.
Bruh.
Oh, it was in a show.
Yo.
It was in Mystery
no.
Science Theater. But that's all I can find.
You know what that reminds me of?
Hey, you got to do him with Joe Budden. You got to.
I know that's remind me.
You got to do him,
like,
Joe.
That
was Jamal and Joe Budden. Like,
and Ma was like, "Oh, pardon, son.
They don't talk like that. They don't talk like that." Yo, what you mean? Yo, what you mean?
What you mean?
Tron Legacy is the only other thing I'm seeing.
Yeah, it was in a. It wasn't in a movie. It was in a show from the 80s.
Okay.
It's a great fucking song, man.
It was also in The Simpsons.
Yeah, it pops up everywhere. It's a fucking classic.
He was in Butthead.
I'm actually, hot take before we get into sports, because fuck these sports. I prefer Journey to Queen. I prefer Journey to Queen, which I know is a controversial statement to people. I prefer Journey to Queen.
Okay.
Hey, teach it. Hey, Bohemian Rhapsody teaches on. I feel you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not hating on that. I'm not hating on that at all. But I'd have to think about it and look at it deeper.
I don't have to think about it. It's a bad take.
I have.
It's like my Steph Curry take.
Freddie Mercury is a better front man, but it's come on.
But AIDS. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Bruh.
No, I'm just kidding. So
is this the real? I'm sorry. I'm punch drunk right now, but
so I want to talk about Deandre Ayton. He was offered a 4-year, I believe, $133 million contract. Signed it in restricted free agency from the Indiana Pacers. And then Phoenix, apparently, according to Woj, according to Shams, has decided to match that offer sheet. I just want you guys' thoughts on that. And from thoughts, let's start from the Pacers' perspective. Do you think he would have been a good fit for the Pacers? Was that smart for them to do? What are your thoughts? I want to start with I should have, buttoned one more button on my shirt, Ryan.
Fuck you.
You look like you're hanging out with John Daly and Trump later. Let's just get that vibe.
Yo, I just had to put something on so that I wasn't naked. All right. Goddamn people in my showers. Couldn't take a shower. I was like, this shirt is just hanging up in front of me. All right. This is what it is. This is
I don't even see the buttons.
They're here, man. They're here. It's a golf shirt, man.
Okay.
It's wicking. It's nice.
Wick that button right up off that bitch.
It's constricting. Tiger doesn't button his shit. Maybe he does.
He does.
He unbuttons it when he's around Perkins.
He's so pissed up.
Oh, bruh.
So look, Ayton is not. I mean, he has all the talent in the world.
Does
he? He has all the potential in the world.
Sorry. There we go. Okay.
He has it all in here, right? I don't look. Every time I see these contracts, my mind explodes, right? I'm like, you're saying I could be average in the NBA and get a max deal?
Not
like,
you.
It's the only. Well, who knows, right? They just give max deals to everybody. I don't know if he would have fit in with the Pacers because they're just they're gonna be middle of the pack. Like they're not anything special, but I think that I really feel like Phoenix is like, we spent like a first round draft pick on this guy. And we can't let him walk for the same contract they're giving everybody, and brought him back. And I think they probably would have offered him something a little bit less if he hadn't signed that. But you can't let that kind of potential talent walk out the door for, what was it, 4 years, 133? Is that right?
Yep.
I mean, to them, that's pennies, right? And to let a first round draft pick walk for that kind of money just doesn't, that probably wouldn't sit right. So, and they've had a couple champ runs, right, with him in the team. So it's
yeah, with him in the team.
In the team, yeah. You see what I did there? So I feel like they're probably just trying not to break up that core. But hey, man, Pacers legend for like 7 hours, man. Good for him. Or it was like the most genius agent move. They were like, I know how to get you all the money you want. We'll try and get a team that could possibly need you to sign you to a max and see if Phoenix wants to match it. See what happens. So
okay. I have a follow-up question, but I want everybody else's answers first.
Get that money.
K-Dot, you go, and then James, I'll go, and then I'll ask a follow-up question.
Ayton to the Pacers was exciting to me after they got rid of Brogdon and Sabonis, like building around Halliburton and what's the rookie?
Duarte.
And they got another one.
Yeah, they got another one. It's
Mathurin.
Yes, Mathurin. Yes.
That would have been interesting because I mean, Ayton's still 23, 24 years old. So the idea that you have him kind of building in Indiana, especially after what happened at the end of the Phoenix run, like we all saw what happened as far as they made the run year before last. They lose the Giannis, like God level Giannis, and they won more games than any other team last year. So like they're still there in the mix, right? It's just whether or not they can actually get over the hump. And I think to say Ayton, like I think everybody right now, Ayton's sort of been, for lack of a better term, disappointment, but not truly, but like slightly a disappointment. You can't really say it. Giannis, once again, God level Giannis. Can you really compare anybody as far as what it is going to do to stop that? And then the way that it really ended in Phoenix last year, he didn't see in that game, he was on the bench when it was ending, right? So like, then you had the afterwards where the coach is like, well, we're going to keep that internal. So he doesn't want to speak about it. And then Ayton didn't talk to the press afterwards either. This felt almost slightly cruel to Ayton, in the sense of like, dude thought he was like excited to go be somewhere where you have a team that has not at all given him any reason to believe that they were going to sign him long term. What's up?
I want to ask you a question. I want to hit on something that you kind of got into, but you didn't dive into deeply.
Okay.
You said he's been kind of disappointing, right? And you compared him to slightly, right? Okay, but I think you compared him to Giannis, and that's not fair to him. Let's compare him to some people in his draft class.
Oh boy.
And so,
I literally just pulled up the draft.
So he was the first pick in his draft class, right?
Yeah.
Then the great Marvin Bagley went after him. He's been better than Marvin Bagley, I think we can say.
Yes.
Yep.
There's this other guy.
We'll skip over number 3. Let's go to number 4.
So no, but there's this other guy who went third. His name's Luka Doncic. I think he's been okay. Then there's another guy who kind of plays the same position that Ayton does, and I personally think he's better than him. Jaren Jackson Jr. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. And then there's another guy who's also
that's a given.
Trae Young. And then you got Mo Bamba, you got Wendell Carter Jr., Colin Sexton, Kevin Knox was a bust. Mikal Bridges, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Miles Bridges, Michael Porter Jr. went 2 picks later.
Kevin Huerter
went a few picks later. Then Grayson Allen went after him. Anthony Simmons went 3 picks after Grayson Allen. And if we just want to do a position thing, there's this other guy who just played in the finals. His name is Robert Williams. He went 2 picks after Anthony Simons. And then you get into
Robert Williams is not better than Deandre Ayton.
Jalen Brunson,
Mitchell Robinson,
Gary Trent Jr., Just like decent players, but not
All
necessarily.
right, I don't think. Come on, we ain't got to be crazy about the shit. Most of those guys that you're talking about, and I'm not saying that good players. I'm not saying they're better than Ayton. Like of that list that you just named, I'd say arguably, like 3 names, maybe I'd say absolutely. But beyond that, I'm not doing that to Ayton. Like, come on, look at his numbers really compared to everybody. I'm not going that fucking far. But especially also position played compared to the other players that Phoenix also has. You could say they go in a different direction, but then the entire team looks different. If they go get a Trae Young, is there a Devontae? Is there a Booker and Chris Paul on the fucking team? So like I'm the way that I'm saying as far as Ayton being disappointment is that he's disappointed, especially when you compare him to everybody else, and it's like you expect there to be this chasm that exists between him and the other guys, and it doesn't exist. Right? That's why I say he's a slight disappointment to me. And what we saw on the biggest level last year and the year before, I still think Giannis just took his soul. Seeing whether or not it returns in the next couple of years.
How do you get that back?
I don't know. I mean,
not being a damn dog.
Explore the multiverse. But I don't know. So like, but the idea, if you're Phoenix, what it is, the Phoenix did not want to commit 5 years to Ayton. Period. They didn't want to commit that money to Ayton. Indianapolis goes and makes the offer, 4 years, 133. Ayton's excited about that. Phoenix looks at it and say, "Oh, we get to save a few bucks. Fuck it, let's do it now." And now Ayton cannot go anywhere else until January 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And then even beyond that, it's like, so look, Phoenix basically pulled the card and basically like, you here, you're gonna play for us. It is what it is until we find something better to do. And I think that's where it comes down to at this point. And look, the Kevin Durant thing, I still think with that domino not fucking falling, you got teams that got to go make these fucking moves. I think it was up to Phoenix. They wouldn't want to make this move just yet. But I think they kind of forced their hand.
Agreed.
Yeah, and like, I mean, the thing is with these contracts, though, it doesn't matter how big it is. He may play a year and they get moved anyway. So
It does though, in my opinion, but I'll be honest. So I kind of looked at, I think there's a portion of me that kind of holds on to like, 30 million a year. Like from like 5 years ago, like you're probably like, I don't want to say 5 to 8 years ago, you're the highest paid player in the league. Like you're making 30 million a year. But Damian Lillard just signed an extension where he'll be banking, I believe 60 million per year. And if you really compare that to the highest paid player, if the highest paid player is making 60 and Deandre Ayton's making about 32 and a half or 33 and a half, it's like, that's serviceable.
It's not bad.
That's serviceable. That's like kind of where he is. Cause to me, he is a modern Al Jefferson. He's going to get you 17 and 10. He's going to get you 17 and 10. He won't play a bunch of defense, won't be super impactful, but he's going to get you that 17 and 10.
That's why I like Jaren Jackson Jr. more.
Yeah, he's impactful defensively.
Yeah.
If he doesn't fucking foul all the fucking time.
16-5 with 4 blocks.
Yes.
And 18 fouls.
Yes, that's his problem. He just needs to learn how to like be I think he's chasing like the highlight plays, Jaren Jackson, and he just needs to calm it down.
Well, you see where he's
smarter
at
defensively.
He in Memphis.
But yeah, so I think I'm with you
Don't
on
say that, Ryan. When you say he got a dog in him, I just takes him back to Game 7. We ain't gonna talk about the Suns and not mention Game 7 in the pregame that McGee had fucking Ayton on a damn leash,
invisible leash.
Yeah, and him barking at reporters like, the fuck is that? Yeah, but
Phoenix Energy. Phoenix Energy.
Man, that sun is hot out there, dude. It scrambles your brain.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, he's never gonna lay that down.
No,
but
it's on the internet.
Stale ass nachos and cold ass cheese.
All right, Charles Barkley.
But give me your thoughts, James.
I mean, when you look at it, you said like it was like what 30 something million a year. It seems like a lot, but in the next few years, it's not going to be because contracts have continuously gone up in basically all sports. It got to the point where I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? Eventually, the superstars, each superstar is going to be a billionaire by the time they leave.
Yeah, did you see
think about it?
Yeah,
Luka
but
has
I
already
also-
made more than
Dirk. Yeah.
Dirk did in his whole
But
career.
Dirk is different just based on the fact that
Dirk
he
took some
continuously
less.
like took less money,
took less.
even though Mark Cuban didn't do shit
I
for
was gonna
him
say,
in free
he took the-
agency.
Right,
he
but
took the term-
Luka's
well,
23.
I know.
Well,
The
he
money's
didn't
different.
he didn't
That's what I'm
do
saying.
enough for him in free agency at the time. I agree with that, but in a sense, I assure you, Dirk's taken care of post.
Oh
his
yeah,
career
yeah.
because
No,
of those deals.
100%.
Because of
100%.
those,
Mark is a stand-up dude in that aspect. In terms
Still-
of free agency,
250 million is 250 million, no matter how you cut it. I think everybody's doing okay
and-
with 250 mil.
Yeah, but you could be doing better. And the fact that Dirk can't
I don't.
be
I don't think so.
be the active dad with his kids the way he wants to be, based on the injuries of the last 2 years, that's a problem for me. And he took less money and we didn't do shit with it in free agency, so he could win. That's why he was there.
I would break both my legs every day for a year for $250 million.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Watch me.
I just want to say
250 million. I'd be a
You
non-walking
talking
son
about
bitch.
compound fractures?
Yeah,
compound
non-walking son bitch.
Compound fractures?
I'm be
Rolling.
high off my ass that year.
Just Percocets and rolling down the street.
Just rolling.
Yeah,
hanging on my trash can. Listen, if you all right, but it depends though. So if you give me the money up front and like you break my legs and then you give me the money, I'm traveling that entire year. I don't give a fuck. At that point, I'm like,
no. You have to break your leg every day for a year. No, you're not doing it.
no, I don't have to do it every day. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's what I
for a long time.
You
That's
said
what I
every
said.
day, every
I do it
single
every
day.
day. It's just in the same
break
place.
the leg, then you
Just
go to the next
re-break
day,
the
you do it
same
again.
spot.
You can't
Yeah.
re-break it.
Watch
That's
me.
what
Break a
Ryan
little
said.
more.
And I'm like, you're not doing it 365 times, bro.
No,
Hey,
You're
well,
not
we ain't
doing
talking
it.
about like
you get to
full-blown
like
compound
day
fracture.
80, you're gonna be like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah. You know what else
Nah,
is
look,
crazy?
I'm worried about Ryan on the
$250 million.
first day. I'm worried about Ryan on
But
the
yo,
first
my
day.
legs are gonna be so fucking strong afterwards. So fucking bones fuse together, kicking the
I'm
shit out of
just
my
gonna
fucking.
get a bionic
All right,
body.
and guess what, Kate? After your bones are so fucking strong, imagine how painful that has to be to break it again.
Not if you do it every day. That's what I'm saying. I'll never heal.
Yeah, I'm good. 250
Yeah,
million. I'm
anyway.
gonna do some
All right,
outlandish
whatever.
shit.
Anyway,
This is the dumbest
I'm
shit we-
I've taken it on a tangent. I'm just saying
This is the podcast we need to be doing.
I do some crazy shit for $250 million. That's all I'm
That's-
saying.
I bet you would. But I just want to say, speaking to Deandre Ayton, as
Would
far
you
as
let Ayton fuck you in it? No, I'm checking.
he would.
He ain't
DeAndre,
denied.
I hear he only likes doggy style. Nailed it.
Oh
all
God.
right. DeAndre Ayton, I just want to,
You on
and I
top or
want to ask
bottom,
you
bro?
guys. I think K-Dot touched on it like only a little bit, but I'm gonna speak to it first. I think his fit with the Pacers would have been great. You know, Halliburton throwing him like some lobs, him setting screens for Chris Duarte, and then him allowing Miles Turner to kind of slide to the 4 gives you that 2 twin tower situation. With Miles Turner being able to shoot threes, you know, shoot mid-range jumpers and things like that. And he's also, to be honest, a rim protector.
Yeah.
So
I was like, he's
think
better
that really-
defensively.
Huh?
He's better than defensively.
Yeah, he's better defensively than Ayton for sure. And I think that would have done a lot of good things for the Pacers, you know, especially for their for their plans moving forward. But I think it was a win-win situation for the Pacers because if you get Ayton, you get that flexibility, you get that ability, like you get your 17 and 10 guy. And then you get to put him with Miles Turner, move him back to the 4 where he's a little bit more effective. You get to double up in rebounds and things like that. And then you maybe improve in the win column, could get into a play-in situation, things like that. However, if you don't get him now, this is supposed to be the next draft is supposed to have the next guy. I forget the guy's name. I don't want to butcher it because it's
The French dude.
the French.
That's what the Spurs are doing.
That's what a lot of teams are doing.
Yeah.
That it allows you now this time to be like, hey, we
be
can
trash.
trade Miles Turner, or you can go a bunch of different directions, and the Pacers can just bottom out and just be the team that they are and have a better lottery chances of getting the Frenchman. Or there are other players, there are other good players coming out in this draft. This upcoming draft is supposed to be better than this previous one. And so I just think I love the Pacers thinking with what they did. Phoenix, I said I completely understand why they matched. I think I agree with K-Dot. They didn't want to give him the 5th year, but they also wanted to show him what his market was. Like he was asking for, and he was like, we're not really going to give you a max. Like we'd rather give you like, 28 million a year or 30 million a year, but 34 is a little bit 33.25 is a little bit too much for us, that kind of thing. And it was like you saw he sat there for a while. He sat there for a while, and the Pacers was like, oh, okay, let's do it. And I mean, Phoenix has said, okay, well, you got somebody to pay you, we'll match. I think that's smart. That's smart from a GM perspective. I wish this is kind of what I wish the Pelicans did with Zion a little bit, and maybe not even took it to this far, but at least saw him play in this next upcoming year before signing him to that big deal. But I also get it when you get a player like Zion's actually good.
You saw the 80 games he played were the best 80 games to start a career of any player.
Yeah.
So if he can actually play, Zion's worth every dollar you can throw at him. Ayton is 17-10.
Like New Orleans is a great city, but nobody else is going to go to play there like willingly.
That's very true.
Just based on the front office, not the city. The food is great, the people are great, but the front office is terrible.
Hotter than shit.
They got a little bit of a squad right now, but
yeah, they do. And
just drop KD in there.
They traded for a lot of them.
But yeah, we can move on from that. I was going to ask you guys, how good do you think?
Oh, his name is Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Yes,
because I know that when I think of his name, I think of the UFC fighter Adesanya.
Oh,
and I was like, I know it's not Adesanya. I know it's not Adesanya. Wembanyama, Adesanya,
Victor Winnebago.
There we go.
So
Bam Adebayo.
Donovan Mitchell is apparently going to be traded, potentially, possibly, maybe we'll see. The Jazz are open to offers.
He's getting traded.
The Knicks and the Heat apparently are, two of the front runners in that just discussion. From what I hear, the Heat are going to need a third team because they don't have the draft assets. They don't have the draft capital that the Jazz are looking for. And be aware that Danny Ainge he's with the Jazz now. So just think about what he did with the Celtics. I kind of know I think I know exactly where he's trying to go with this. And so with that said, where do you guys think Donovan Mitchell will end up? K-Dot, you can start on this one.
Who cares? Miami, good. Like anywhere where he's not the first banana, I think is a good spot for Donovan Mitchell. He's a quality player. He's a damn good player. I just don't think that he's necessarily the guy to carry your franchise or anything. New York, okay. All right. Him, Brunson, gonna take them to the promised land? I don't think so.
But Brunson, Julius Randle, man, that's all they need apparently.
Waiting for something to go wrong, even with that, and look, they'll make it the second round.
That is the ultimate,
at the
second
most
banana team. That is the ultimate second banana team if they get Donovan Mitchell. Like
between all of us, we will be one banana.
Yes, but we're not. But we're not.
It just sounds bad.
It's just not. But that's the thing. Donovan right now is like I'd like to see him playing somewhere else just because I want to see what that looks like. I honestly don't look. I think I'm not high on Donovan Mitchell, but I'm not high on anything that happens in Utah. So
nobody is.
Or Denver, right?
You can't get
or
Weezer.
Denver, even though Jokic out here breaking fucking contract records and shit, and then like standing here, how the fuck that fat man get that money?
I feel like you would be championing him.
He looks too awkward for me. Like how the fuck you can't like you're not even that like it's just slow. Him and Luka don't make sense.
Fair.
These fucking fat Europeans, they don't move that fat.
Skinny now.
Yeah, and I can't wait for his ass to get thrown up and down that goddamn court.
I don't think he will.
He's getting a tweener year.
Cheeseburgers. He needs cheeseburgers, dude.
Nah, he's been lifting, so it's he's getting skinny, but it's muscle, which is different. So that's a good thing.
I've caught myself. This is my third joke that I caught myself on. That if I would have said it, I'm fucked. I'm proud of myself today. I just want to pat myself.
You edit this. You can just cancel yourself if you want.
Yeah,
that's true.
So many fucking.
So
jokes,
Donovan Mitchell is throwing out the first pitch to the Mets game. He's a big Mets fan.
Is he from New York?
Yeah.
All right. So Donovan Mitchell's going to New York, right?
Yeah, but he went to a Mets game. He's already choosing wrong in New York. So
oh no, I'm not saying it's a good decision. Who wants to play for the Knicks?
Why are you going to Mets game?
He makes bad decisions. I understand that as a Mets fan that he makes
out
bad
there
decisions.
City Field just doing shit. Fuck, you want to live in Queens, asshole?
hey, watch it.
No,
I mean that's
I miss Max Scherzer.
Dwayne Wade is a Miami legend, right? But he's also with the ownership group of the Jazz. So he's been trying to like facilitate that too. But I think New York is just gonna give up everything just to get Donovan Mitchell, even though it's a bad decision, in my opinion. And then Brunson's gonna leave Dallas to be the number one fiddle, and then he's gonna have Donovan Mitchell come too. And now he's number 2 again.
Are we fiddling or bananaing?
Oh, hold on.
Keep switching it up.
You think what now? You think Jalen Brunson's the number 2?
He's not one.
With like Julius Randle?
I think they're gonna have to move Julius Randle to get Donovan Mitchell.
No. You don't
or Barrett. One of the two.
No. They're not gonna move either one of them. Danny Ainge wants RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and draft picks.
He doesn't want Randall. Barrett or Randall. So
nobody wants Randall.
No, Randall not at all. I'm telling you, Randall not at all.
Okay, Barrett.
Because Utah wants to lose now. They want to lose. They want to lose, and they don't want to pay anybody, and they want to get a bunch of draft picks. And so they're going. He's going to want. Well, just from what I read anyway, they want Emmanuel Quickly, and they want RJ Barrett.
Yeah, because there's no.
Now, can you imagine if you them and be like, yeah, we want them because we're gonna lose.
and what the Knicks are saying is like, take Obi Toppin and take Emmanuel Quickly and give us Donovan Mitchell, and we'll give you a bunch of picks too. Yeah. And that's where they're just gonna have to give up RJ Barrett. And I'm gonna be honest, I would give up RJ Barrett in a heartbeat if I'm the Knicks, because you just need to be relevant, and you haven't been previously.
I mean, they'll be a nice 6 seed.
No. They'll be a great 4 seed, 5 seed. Great 4 seed, 5 seed. Like, hey,
I'm not as high
fun second round
as everybody else is.
There'll be a fun second round out. No, it's not about that. It's like, you give me Brunson, Mitchell, Robinson, and Julius Randle. That's a 5 seed at worst and a 4 seed at best. And that's where they'll be.
Nah, I ain't saying 5 seed at worst. I can see it going worse than that. But
I can see it going way worse.
I'm not gonna go way worse. Like I said, they're second round out.
Second round out.
All right, let me ask you a question. So let's say they get Donovan Mitchell, right? For what you said. Now they have. Are they better than the Bucks?
No.
Are they better than the Heat?
No.
Depends. I'm not. Listen, the Heat have had some great runs and everything, but I don't believe in that team. They have a lot of luck. They're counting on too many white people.
Hey, guess what?
Do you see Tyler Hero's new tattoo? That's taking him to the promised land.
Look, I'll say this. They had way more production than the fucking Knicks for the past.
I agree.
Years.
And they're counting on 40-year-old. How old will Jimmy be this year?
Better than anybody on the Knicks.
No. How old though?
Matter.
We're talking about a guy who's been banged up, who plays physically. No. That wear and tear is there. It's coming. He's got about a 2-year stretch at best.
All right. Are 32. We gonna make a bet? If the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell, are we gonna make a bet that they'll finish higher or lower than the Heat?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's close. It's close because one injury to the Heat, and you're like, how did they get this far down?
I'm not close because it's the Knicks.
Yep. Tibbs has a terrible second year. He bounces back in the third year, guys. Like, I know y'all know this.
Nah, I know.
All right, look.
It's the Knicks.
All right, look. So we had the Bucks, the Heat. If the Nets stay the way they are they better than the Nets? So I said the Bucks and the Heat.
Is Ben Simmons playing?
Yeah. Or let's say he doesn't.
Let's
say he doesn't.
Then no.
I think Nets are still better. I think that's the 4 or 5 seed. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my God.
The Nets will still be better because Kyrie gets to play this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 3.
That's fair. That's 2.
I don't think they're better than Philly.
That's 2 for me. Go ahead.
That's 3. All right. That's
2
3.
for me.
That's actually 3.
Go ahead.
I don't think they're better than Philly.
I was about to say Philly next.
Yeah, Philly. I'll give Philly. That's 3 for me.
Okay. Chicago.
Better than Chicago.
I think they're closer to Chicago than they are Miami.
Yes.
All right.
So
We're not going
so 4 or 5 seed.
No.
5 seed?
They 6 or 7.
What did Chicago do this year?
You said I'm gonna give you I'm giving you Milwaukee, I'm giving you Brooklyn, and I'm giving you Philly. When you talk about the Nets, bro,
And the Heat.
the Nets ain't been higher than a 7 seed in 4 or 5 years. What the fuck are we talking about? Like the Knicks were a 5 seed just 2 years ago. Like 4 or 5 seed 2 years ago. Like, come on now.
Oh,
Like, come
the
on
Hawks
now.
too. The Hawks too, by the way.
Yeah, the Hawks too. They'll be back, but
They'll be better.
I mean, they'll
They're
be back
better
in
than
the
the
six
Knicks.
seed. They're
Cavs are getting better.
Yeah.
They are. Not yet.
Toronto?
Did they trade for KD?
Not yet.
No.
But the whole KD thing changes all of it, right?
It
all
does.
these,
It really
all
does.
these teams that you named, K-Dot, are better situations than the Knicks with
Like,
Donovan Mitchell.
KD
Yeah,
goes to
it's-
Toronto, so he never
What's
has
it-
to play
Okay, all right,
Kyrie.
real quick then. All right. James, do this for me. Who's the best player on the Toronto Raptors?
I would say Scotty Barnes?
You would?
I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know. It's Pascal Siakam.
It's shocking.
Okay,
Pascal
Pascal.
Siakam.
Okay, yeah.
Then they have a great inciting second-year player in Scotty Barnes.
Mhm.
They have Fred VanVleet. Which of those players is better than Donovan Mitchell?
Mm,
And then after you answer that question, which of those players is better than Julius Randle?
At shooting threes, all of them. Sorry.
all right, wait. So how good do you think Julius Randle is?
He's a good player.
He's an all-star. I mean, he's an all-star who carried the Knicks, who's not supposed to be carrying a team. He's a really good player. He's a really good player, not a great player. He's the third guy on a championship team.
But right now they're trying to make him the one guy, and he's not the lead banana.
No.
All right. Well, I just disagree, but it's cool.
Hey,
We'll see what happens.
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
Yeah, and then we'll revisit it.
And then
Yeah,
whenever
we probably
KD
won't.
lands on a team, we got to redo this whole shit all over again.
Yeah, it's true.
Easy money sniper. He's gonna be on the Knicks. KD, Donovan Mitchell, Orange Julius. Fred Van-
Katie ain't got it in and play for the Knicks.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna go to Toronto just so he doesn't have to play against Kyrie, because Kyrie is not gonna be allowed in Canada, and will probably sit out the game at home. So
Every day that goes by, Brooklyn's running it back a little bit more.
Yeah. And
maybe
they're
that was the
better
plan
than the
this whole
Knicks.
time.
They're
Not
better
a-
than the Knicks.
Now
There's
it's
no
outdated.
hold on. What plan? There's no plan.
That's the plan the whole time.
There's nothing's working as far as the KD trade situation. And
And teams are like,
when
nah.
everyone looks at it, it's everybody's being emotional as shit. But in all honesty, the best answer to everyone's options is run it back.
Or why don't Ben Simmons and KD just sit out the season?
That shit would be hilarious.
And they get Wembanyama and then
Winnebago?
Hard.
Yeah,
Wembanyama.
but there's no
Wait,
way.
do they
There's no
even
way
have a
KD
first round
sits
pick?
out.
No, they don't have a first round pick till like 2090.
Yeah. 'Cause they
Okay,
traded up
so-
to the Rockets.
Moving on from the NBA. Is Lamar Jackson a top 10 quarterback?
Yes.
Yes.
Why do people think he's not a top 10 quarterback?
Because he's tiny and he gets hurt, and because he can't throw sometimes.
He got hurt one time.
Yeah,
Hey man, but it's a 3-year career now, 4 years, 3.
All right. Do they say the same shit about Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow's
No.
1 year in.
He's 2 years in.
The
He
And
went
he
to
got
Super
hurt
Bowl.
in his first year.
Exactly.
Oh, he broke his leg. That doesn't count.
How the fuck?
That I know. That's how people think. No, I'm glad
Exactly.
we have Ryan here.
Yeah.
That is how people think. No. Continue, Ryan.
It's what have you done for me lately? And that's how those rankings go, right?
I like. What have you done at all?
Joe
Like,
Burrow's
Lamar
Super Bowl.
Jackson's. I'm not comparing Lamar Jackson to Joe Burrow. I'm just talking about everybody else in that fucking list.
Is Joe Burrow better than Lamar
won a
Jackson?
He won an MVP.
Is Joe Burrow better than Lamar Jackson?
No.
James.
I mean, that list didn't even have Tom Brady in the top 5. So,
He was in the top 5.
oh, he was, but he wasn't top 3. You
Yeah.
mean the guy with 7 Super Bowl rings? I don't know what that
I mean,
list is
Josh
doing.
Allen beat him out. You got a problem with that?
He's 44.
Nah, I know he loves Josh Allen.
I'm
Is
just
Josh Allen better than Tom Brady?
As far as
No.
throwing a football, yes.
Yes, he's better than Tom
Come on,
Brady.
we can stop.
A lot of
We're
quarterbacks
not talking
are
about
better
just
than
throwing the
Tom
football. We're
Brady
talking about quarterback.
at this point.
Okay.
We're talking about
By
quarterback.
a lot, I mean a handful.
Look, Tom Brady was my MVP last year. I'm not apologizing for it.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You don't have to apologize for
Like,
it. Right?
I'm not apologizing for it. You don't have to apologize for being wrong. You know.
Fuck you.
I got a question for you.
But is he a
Lamar
top?
Jackson
Hold on,
better
did you-
than Justin Herbert?
Is he a top 10
Hold on,
quarterback?
did you answer my Joe Burrow question?
No.
Who, me?
Why not? Yeah, you don't get. Is Lamar Jackson better than Joe Burrow?
Yeah. I'll say yeah. You can say all you want.
What have you done for me lately? Look,
That ain't me. That was
Lamar
Ryan's argument.
Jackson's a top 10 quarterback. His stats last year were not great, especially the touchdown to interception ratio. It just looked pedestrian as shit. But also knowing that that offensive line was fucking trash and nobody could stay healthy in that Baltimore uniform. I should be paid reparations for going to that fucking November game where Baltimore played fucking Cleveland and that piece of shit that I had to go watch. James, you remember that game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible.
Oh, it was great. It was a great experience.
I went to the
You don't remember.
Tennessee game. It was
If
like
you showed up at the
5-3.
tailgate earlier, you would have fun too.
I was taking my nephew
know.
to the goddamn
I
game.
know.
Like the reason that most of this game, I saw what Mike Florio said
What do you say?
about Lamar, and I think he's right.
What do you say?
This is one of the byproducts of Lamar not having
Oh yeah.
an agent. Is that there's nobody out here fighting for him as far as the PR bullshit.
And like spinning narratives and shit. Yeah.
So like Mina Kimes actually made it. I think it was Mina Kimes said it, was that like it seems as though they're using the exact same shit they said about Lamar, like basically even before he came to the league. And just nobody's updated the press release. Like nobody's looking at what he's done on the field in the NFL.
Not only that, but we also have to put some blame towards the Ravens organization. Like, at what point are we going to do that? What receivers have they given Lamar? If you look at all the other young up and coming QBs, they've like their organizations have all made trades to bring somebody there. Like with Josh Allen, they brought Diggs. With Kyler Murray, they got Hopkins. Like shit, even look now, like Carr, they just got Adams.
Yeah, I guess I understand that to a certain degree because we know they can't draft a receiver.
Yeah, that's true. But still, you have opportunities to bring in somebody.
Yeah, but there's also been that I've heard where Bernard Pollard, who him were beefing on Twitter, Pollard's thought process, I'm not saying I agree with Pollard. Okay. And I think this is where Keem probably pipe up. Pollard's thing is that no major wide receiver wants to come to Baltimore because they see how.
I think that's false.
I probably, but I just know they can't draft. They're looking for their Derek Mason, Steve Smith 2.0. They can't. The only person.
Paul's right there. Paul's right there. Thank you so much. Now let's look at the history of the fucking Baltimore Ravens. What great wide receivers have they had come there?
Steve Smith.
Through free agency?
Well, that's what I said. Make a trade.
Name one.
I don't know.
I just named two.
No, through free agency. They traded for Q.
And
they
Mason.
Traded for Q.
Did they trade or did they sign Derek Mason?
They traded for Q. They traded a 3rd round pick, I believe. For Q.
Who?
Anquan Bolden.
Oh, okay. All right. But what about Steve Smith? Was he a free agent?
Free agent.
And then you said Derek
Mason?
He
was 33.
True. But look, what I said
Torrey Smith.
The fact that
Torrey Smith was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't that great. I love him, though. Good guy.
Right.
Come on.
But my point is,
okay,
nobody has ever, no free agent wide receiver before the age of 30 has ever wanted to come and play for the Baltimore Ravens. And that's that's a John Harbaugh thing. It's not a Lamar Jackson thing.
Hey,
however, there are other wide receivers that I think are willing to come here. I don't think that's the thing. Everybody keeps telling y'all this. Hollywood Brown tweeted this out. He said, Lamar's great. Love playing with Lamar. Des Bryant, Lamar's great. Love playing with Lamar. It's that offense. Everybody is telling you the problem. Greg Roman is the problem.
Yeah, we spoke on that.
It's simply that. And the problem, the reason why Greg Roman is the problem is because this is the type of offense that John Harbaugh wants. And that's his fault. He needs to switch it up. He needs to change and he needs to evolve. This is all on him for me. It's all on him.
Keem, look, what I'm saying is, I'm not even talking about free agency.
Ooh.
The teams I brought up, they made trades for people too.
No, I get it.
Look, guess who got traded
I
this
was
offseason?
addressing
the Pollard thing, which was salient points.
Oh, yeah, like
Well,
after what Lamar did to him on Twitter, I'm not listening to Bernard Pollard anymore.
No, James, I'm 1,000% with you. Debo and DK Metcalf are available. Go fucking get them.
Yeah, and they could have had AJ Brown,
especially Debo.
They could have had AJ Brown.
I don't know if the Titans would have traded him to Baltimore, but they should have.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Listen, what I'm saying is like that man can block. That man can block. He can run routes. He can catch the ball. And he has great hands.
I'm with you. I would trade the farm right now for Debo. He fits. He's a fucking Baltimore fit like I've never seen. Like, hey, he want to run the ball? RPO. Bring him in as a wide back. RPO. Hey, you got the most dangerous running quarterback. You got the most dangerous wide receiver in the open field. Hey, put those two together and let's see what happens.
You got to block for him.
Well, we've signed offensive linemen. They signed offensive line. They got Morgan Moses. Stanley's coming back healthy. They drafted a center.
Y'all need Emmanuel Sanders, who I think is a free agent, and Deshaun Jackson's a free agent.
I'm okay on Deshaun.
I mean, deep threat though.
Yeah, I'm okay on that. We got speedsters on the team.
Rashad Bateman.
No. I mean, he's gonna be pretty good this year. He's gonna be a 1,000-yard receiver.
Well, if he can get the ball.
Nah, I found a list of top 5 Ravens.
October 2nd.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
October 2nd.
Go ahead. Okay,
wait, aren't we playing on
what are the top 5
on Thanksgiving?
Derek Mason, Anquan. So number 1 is Derek Mason, I think, easily. Number 2, Anquan Bolden. Number 3, Steve Smith. Number 4, Torrey Smith. Number 5, Michael Jackson.
Wait.
Yes. 1990s. Yes.
Yeah. When they first moved to Baltimore.
Yes.
And
he passed away not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Oh, that's sad. I didn't know that.
Looking at it, like your organization hasn't been around for 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, you could go back further though.
It's 26.
Name a Cleveland Brown receiver.
I ain't doing it.
Tim Brown.
Oh yeah.
Running back.
Yeah, 1980.
Kellen Winslow.
Tight end. Y'all can do tight end.
Hey, we fucking great at tight ends. Listen,
Todd fucking Heath, baby.
Todd Heath, Dennis Pitta. Listen, Mark Andrews, let's go.
Hey, y'all got some good tight ends.
Yeah, tight end.
Guess what they drafted 2 more. So you know what? You know what's coming? 2 tight end sets.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, they had Shannon.
Shay Sharp.
They didn't draft him, but they had him.
They had him.
Shay Sharp, baby.
But yeah, Paula got destroyed on Twitter. He should have. And yeah, it's some bullshit. The Ravens can just trade for a receiver at any time.
I'll always point back to that Ringer article from last year where they talk about how like it seems like Baltimore is built like this entire offense around Lamar, but they're hurting him more than helping him. If you look at Joe Burrow, it's not even a fucking contest. He has fucking Jamar Chase and T Higgins and Tyler Boyd to throw to, like,
and Mixon in the backfield.
And we got a good running back. I'm not even going.
I know, but I'm saying they're stacked everywhere.
Yeah. And so like that he has a really good skill positions to throw to. And then you look at Josh Allen, he has at least Stephon Diggs. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have as much help as Burrow, but he has Diggs. He has a true top 10 wide
Diggs,
receiver.
Davis, Jamison Crowder, Tavon Austin, Shakir, Isaiah McKenzie.
Davis is real good.
Right.
But you remember Josh Allen in the first couple of years, he wasn't doing so hot.
That's my point. And that's why when people say he's better than Lamar, I'm like, are we like, the floor is different. The floor for them is different. The floor with Josh Allen is 20 touchdowns, 10 picks, and no playoffs. The floor for Lamar Jackson is the 2019 MVP season.
That is the craziest thing you've ever said. That's
What?
the floor?
Okay. Okay.
I
The
was gonna
floor
let
for
it rock.
Lamar, the floor for Lamar Jackson is
Last year?
let's do
hurt.
his stats last year. 16 touchdowns, 13 picks, 8-3 fucking record when I'm playing. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's go that way. That's sure.
cool
Let's
with
go that
that.
way. But it's fucking playoffs. It's fucking winning. And my number one wide receiver is ass, or he's probably like the third best wide receiver on any other team you throw him on.
Seems like a floor.
But like I said, the Ravens should have given Lamar help 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they had opportunities every year since, and they still have yet to do it. That's what I mean. Shit, I don't know.
Defenses win
What'd you
championships.
say? What'd you say the floor for Josh Allen was?
20
20 and
touchdowns,
10.
10 picks. That's what he got in his second season. 20 touchdowns, 10 picks. Second season.
What's
First
the
season was
record?
ass.
What's the record?
It was trash.
What's the record?
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I just assume they missed the playoff. They might not have missed it, but I assume they did.
Yeah, they went 10-6.
Did they make it though? Did they make it?
Hang on.
I don't think so.
I mean, it
Yeah,
might
they
have
made
made
the
it.
playoffs.
His
They made
first
the
year.
play- They lost to what was it? The Tannehill. No, they lost to Deshaun in Texas.
Lost to Deshaun. Okay.
But what was he the first year? Because wasn't he bad the first year?
He was terrible the first year.
Yeah, so
Terrible.
that's his floor.
Nah,
No,
it's a
that's what I'm
rookie
saying.
season.
That's why I'm giving him the second season at his real floor, because you got to account for that development.
Yeah.
You got to account for that development. I'm giving him that.
His floor is 47 touchdowns, 0 picks, 16-0 Super Bowl champion,
That's
baby,
my-
MVP. That's what you just said about Lamar. So that's where I'm going. That's
Yeah,
his floor
I
now.
don't think Josh Allen touches that fucking 2019 campaign numbers like that.
The regression though. Remember, he's got to regress this year.
He did. He regressed last year.
And so CBS did a article like mid-season last year, or like it might have been before the season, of like the best 10 seasons from a quarterback in NFL history. Lamar's was in the top 10. Josh Allen doesn't have one of those. Joe Burrow doesn't either. Justin Herbert doesn't either.
No,
Yeah,
we'll see.
CBS paid Tony Romo $50 million.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
and Justin Herbert has Keenan Allen and Mike Williams
I'll see it.
and Eckler in the backfield.
We'll see
Like,
October
all
2nd.
all these other young QBs that were propping up, they have fucking
I
people
can't
with them.
wait. I hate that it's not prime time, but I'll be there.
Oh, I'll be there.
I'll
What do
be
you
there.
fucking think? I'll be there too. I'll be screaming at you from the other side of the stadium. Tweeting at you. Keem, your head looks dumb.
Yeah, you'll see me because I'll be like 3 rows behind the players.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. I'll be 1 row behind. I'll be on the field. That's my floor. It's field seats.
Are y'all gonna do a tailgate beforehand?
Probably not. I'll be with my dad. Probably not, but I'll meet up.
I'll be
I'll meet
grilling.
up,
Yeah, I got the grill, the TV, the whole 9.
See,
Yeah,
y'all
I'll
can
come
hang
meet
out
up with you.
before the game.
I'll be drunk.
We're planning a
all right.
family trip to Vegas. It's gonna happen.
Hey, I love it. I'm trying to think if I want to do Vegas
I'm
for my
hitting
birthday.
2 games in 1
December.
week.
Trying to think.
I'm
Should I
gonna
do
hit
Vegas
the
for my
game
birthday?
versus the Chargers, and then I'm gonna fly to LA and watch them play. The game versus the Chargers, and then I'm gonna fly to LA and watch them play the Rams.
I love it.
That's fat.
All right, so moving
Next.
on. We can
Speaking of-
start to.
Speaking of decimated teams,
Speaking of decimated teams, the Houston Texans have settled 30 lawsuits in the Deshaun Watson case, implying that they basically enabled him, I think was the word, as far as his allegations and everything. Those 30 cases have been settled, and Deshaun Watson is also facing a suspension likely to be 4 to 6 games.
which is, hey, K-Dot, you remember when we were like, how many games is he going to get? And then everyone was like, it's going to be seasons. And I was like, 4 to 6 sounds right.
I was with you.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a, what's that thing? It's
The
a
backlash
farce.
is gonna be hell.
It's a fucking farce is what it is. But I mean, the Houston Texans were never getting out of paying because that's of course they paid for all of this
When do
shit.
you think they'll do
Their
this?
quarterback. What? The
When do you
suspension?
think? Yeah. Do you think it'll be like what, maybe around the time of the release of the schedule or something?
No, they're gonna wait until fuckface is testifying in front of Congress, and they'll just leak it out a little bit.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for something to happen.
Oh, exactly.
Isn't that like, yeah, I thought about that too, but I was like, that's two bad things at once.
No, they're gonna try and do a big media storm on one bad thing, and then just kind of push the
And
smaller.
it's like
smaller bad.
exponentially worse. I
Oh,
figured they'll wait for something good and then be like, yeah, this happened too.
They're gonna hire
Oh yeah, you're all excited for the schedule. Woo!
replace Roger
For
Goodell
4
with a
games.
woman, and then also suspend him for 6 games.
I
The
don't know.
NFL just feels dirty
Yeah,
all the time.
I guess this is like the nasty work segment of the week.
Yeah,
Some
it
shit.
just none of it feels good what they're doing. Yeah,
Never will.
Vaseline makes it better.
that's what Deshaun said. Anyway,
Wow.
sorry.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. I said I'm sorry.
That was like a moment of silence. Like,
Rest in peace to Ryan on this podcast. He about to get canceled.
It's cool.
I was looking, I'm staring at Lamar Jackson's 2019 season. And then I looked at what happened in the playoffs against Tennessee.
you see him, you see his stats?
Yeah, I mean, the touchdown and 2 picks, but
No, how many total
143
yards
on
do you have?
that's what's it's saying, over 500. But this
And
is
he had like 5 drop passes. That's the shit that killed him.
but that was the Derrick
And
Henry.
AJ
stole
Brown
your
would not
soul
have dropped those
game.
passes.
Derrick
I
Henry
mean-
does do that.
AJ Brown.
He was
AJ
throwing to Willie Sneed.
Did AJ Brown get hurt in this game?
Roberts.
Huh?
Did AJ Brown get hurt in this game?
Was he on the team then?
He was on the team. 1 reception, 9 yards. That's was the stat line.
Oh no, Marlon Humphrey guarding him, baby. Like he ain't gonna do shit.
No.
Yeah, no, they didn't need to throw the ball. Derrick Henry took the souls out of the Ravens team.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
400
Yeah, they're-
yards.
Oh,
Shout out
this
to-
is
shout out to
the
Earl.
The Earl Thomas joint.
Shout out to Earl.
Damn.
But we saw what happened the following season.
In the offseason.
Yeah, he had a rough go right after that, man.
I mean, no, we saw what happened to the Titans in the playoffs the following season.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about Earl Thomas.
I can't deal with the Titans. That game, the Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh, when it was -10 and they could only score like 3 points in 4 hours.
It was -10.
I was so
It's cold.
angry. Fuck yeah, I want to see something exciting. It wasn't.
Well, every team should have a fucking dome stadium or some shit.
No.
Domes are for pussies
Yep.
All right.
and me.
Yeah, 'cause I was like,
I'm a pussy.
fuckers.
Those
deal with that.
pussy ass teams with fake eternal flames.
All right,
Oh,
is that all of our thoughts on the Houston Texans?
Hey,
I have
but yeah,
races on the
it's all
show.
dirty in Houston. It's bad.
Okay.
Also, I hope they don't win a playoff game for 60 years.
I hope they get their team moved to fucking Seattle or some shit, or Vegas. I don't know somewhere.
No, there's
Any-
teams
What are we
already in both places.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit.
Send them to
NBA.
Salt Lake. Send them
There'll
to
be
Utah.
NBA teams
Send them to
there.
Utah. The Utah. What would the Utah football team's name? The Utah Mormons.
The Mormons. The Utah Salt Lakes.
The Utah Nuggets for K-Dot.
What were we talking about? What team is going there?
Houston.
Yeah,
They gotta get him out of Houston.
Yeah, they can't be the Utah Texans. So
What they need to
Utah
do,
Nuggets.
they need to buy the rights of the name back from the Titans to be the Houston Oilers. Go old school with it, and I think it'd be something.
Is there oil in Utah? I don't think so. It wouldn't work.
Utah, if Utah gets an NFL team,
The Utah Bison.
that's what I said. The Utah Nuggets.
Utah
Both teams
Bison.
win.
I like that. Utah Bison. Let's go.
there's no
Yes.
fucking bison in Utah.
Yeah, there are.
Joking. I have no idea.
Dude, Bison will fuck you up too.
Listen, hey, Kate, I didn't either, but I was trusting the white man.
I really hold on. Is there really a bison? Like, is there a huge bison population in
Let
Utah?
me see. I'm gonna look. I got you.
I don't think there is, but I might be completely wrong. I mean, that's a part of the country I don't necessarily need to experience.
Utah.
I got a friend that moved out there.
Yeah, that's where you go shoot bison. Is in Utah. You can go
So
on
they-
bison hunt.
So they bust a bison and they get shot.
Yeah.
But bison's too close to Bill.
That's why I was like fam. I was legit looking it up. I was like, ain't that the same? Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's I wouldn't do that anyway. They'd be stepping all over.
The Utah Antelope. Like, I don't know what you want from me here.
Anything's better than fucking jazz. Because we know those motherfuckers can't play no jazz. Salt Lake City.
That's true. There is not
How much soul you got for jazz in fucking Utah?
There is not one person with rhythm in the entire Salt Lake region.
Bro, these articles asking me to subscribe, and I'm not finna do it for this.
Why you gotta subscribe to find out whether or not they're bison? See,
They
that's
got,
all
like,
Utah's fucking
all
playing,
like
man.
the 5 states with the largest bison
Yo,
population.
I was just in. I can tell you where they are. It's Wyoming. Because
yes, Wyoming and
fucking
Dakota.
Everywhere.
It's Wyoming and Dakota are the number ones, but I just wanted to see if Utah was in there at all.
I was late to my flight because
All
like
right, hold on. See, this is that bullshit. This is that bullshit. So there are bison in Utah in one area called the semi-free ranging population of the American bison in Antelope Island State Park. They do bust the fucking bison there.
You're just asking me if there are bison there. I said yes.
Utah sucks ass.
They have to bust people in there too. Nobody wants to be there.
Fucking Mitt Romney just moving there. I'll run for shit.
All right, next. I gotta take my ass to Baltimore.
I'm leaving Baltimore.
All right, so I just wanna. We don't have to discuss this, but
I'll wave at you on the way by.
To offer a quick shout out to Zack Wilson and his mom's best friend for having sex. Just wanted to shout them out. People don't do that as often as they make you think. And so I just wanted to thank you guys for, your contribution, that information, for coming out via his girlfriend, who is now fucking his former best friend. His ex-girlfriend, who's fucking his former best friend.
Dax Mill, Commanders time, baby.
A lot of best friend fucking around here. That is not my final thought.
I don't know why you would be like, oh yeah, that was me, because like that means that Zack Wilson was banging your mom. So that's kind of like.
What's hilarious about this is Zack Wilson's response. He's like, I've been out in the wilderness with no service for a few days. What I
Did I miss anything?
Yo, hey, Zack Wilson. First off, the fact he went to BYU just tugs on my little heartstrings, because he was there the whole time. Like, can't fuck my mom's best friend because they kicked me off the team. And then as soon as he got out, he was like, "You right now." And she was like, "I've been waiting."
You right now.
That's so good, dude. This story, it melts my little heart.
Nah, that little jingle was hilarious, bro. They kicked me off the team.
Dude, New York is changing that young man real fast.
See, you guys haven't.
Didn't this happen like before he went to the Jets?
Yeah,
we don't know.
I mean, that's the story. I don't know,
but I don't know, because apparently, I mean, they just announced their breakup like recently, and like she's come out publicly dating his former best friend. So like, I'm assuming it happened within the last 12 months.
Yeah, Joe Namath called him and was like, "Here's what you got to do. Here's how you become the king of New York." Yeah, it's easily the most lighthearted, fun story of the NFL offseason thus far. And I hope, dude, Zack Wilson, he's got to have 35 touchdowns next year, right?
I don't know.
I think he'll have 27 at least.
I think
you brought up Joe Namath.
Yeah,
I have to ask. And just yes or no. Should Joe Namath be in the Hall of Fame? Okay, that?
Yeah, although you can't tell the story of the NFL without Joe Namath.
All right.
He's not that good a quarterback.
No.
Yes.
So you said yes, King?
Yes, because of the fucking highlight that they always show.
So
fucking highlight.
It's so fucking annoying.
A highlight. Okay. All right. Let me ask
you. No,
this
actually, okay. So if I'm being honest, no, he shouldn't be. But I mean, that's like if you.
I have a follow up.
He's gonna ask
Should
about
Chad Johnson be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Chad Johnson. Ryan?
Yeah.
Get that?
He's like borderline, but yeah, to me.
That's cusp.
Do you think he will get in the Hall of Fame though?
No.
I think it's gonna get hard.
Okay.
I don't think so.
He'll be in the esports Hall of Fame for sure.
It'll be in the Cincinnati Ring of
I
Honor.
think Chad Johnson has a better case than Joe Namath, but
For sure. For sure.
And
Yeah,
Joe
I
could-
Namath's in there,
here-
but
here's
Chad's
the
not.
I
way-
could tell the story of the NFL without Chad.
No, you
I don't know if
couldn't.
you
No, you
can.
couldn't.
I don't
Actually,
know
you
if you
couldn't.
can.
Especially
Actually, you
the
couldn't.
start
I'm
of the
gonna be honest with
celebration
you.
era.
Yeah, you couldn't because of that. You could not.
Oh, because
could
Start
not.
of the celebration
Rule-
era. You cannot.
Rules changed because of him and T.O. Rules changed because of him and
See,
T.O.
that's my point. Is that I can still tell the story with T.O.
No, you'd have to include Chad.
I don't have to include Chad. I'm
He had
saying
better
I
celebrations.
want to.
Look, man.
I'm
That's
not
like,
saying
that's
he
like
didn't, but
Magic and Bird.
Oh, whoa. But if we're being like really honest, right? Chad gave us a bunch, and that season is like really memorable. Nothing Chad has done, I think, other than maybe the River Dance, meets the popcorn and the Sharpie.
Hall of
Also,
Fame jacket.
he made it okay to
Hall
change
of
your
Fame
last
jacket.
name to
Hall
your
of Fame jacket.
Hall of Fame
fucking
jacket.
number. He
And
just
the
changed it to
pom-pom.
Ocho Cinco.
Did he
and-
propose? No, he
No,
proposed to
T.O. did
Twitter.
pom poms too.
Yeah.
He
That's
proposed
it.
to
They both
Twitter.
did. Like he took the pom pom.
I'm just saying, T.O. has the Cowboy Star,
and the popcorn.
Sharpie, popcorn.
I don't count that as a
Pop-pop.
celebration. I just count that as him being rude.
I'm just saying.
That's
But I'm
just
saying,
being
Is that was that
He
Juju
was
Smith
just
Schuster?
being ass.
I
Did you
love
say-
it. I fucking love it.
I loved it. No, I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm
I love
1,000% with you. I loved it, but it's just like you just being.
And then Roy Williams hit him. It was Roy Williams, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
oh,
At
you
the
know Roy
start.
don't play. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Roy.
Was
It was Roy. You know Roy hit hard.
And here's why here's why Chad
sorry,
did it for me.
Don't hit me.
Because he changed his name to Ocho Cinco, and we haven't batted an eye since.
Yeah, that's true.
That's legendary.
And you also look at the way that players market themselves now. It's definitely offspring of Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
Dion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's it. I'm
Yeah.
saying like Chad on the field.
No.
He has some of the best footwork I've ever seen. His ability to get separation just from looking at what you're doing from the wide receiver position was insane. He was an insane player, and I'm so glad I got to watch him play.
Mhm.
I can tell the story of the NFL without Chad. Ocho Cinco,
can't.
which makes no fucking sense.
All right, you know
Ocho
what?
Cinco
You can-
makes no
you can,
sense.
but you can, but
Fair.
guess what? It won't be complete.
Fair. I just
It
got
won't be a
one
complete
last
story.
question, and then I want to move to final thoughts.
Won't be
Who's
complete.
your X and who's your Z? Are you
Chad.
gonna
Chad. Brandon Marshall was great, but it's Chad.
I'm gonna be honest, this is Brandon Marshall for me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna throw that bitch up and Brandon go get it. He better than Chad.
Is Jay Cutler quarterback?
Huh?
That's another
Is
good
Jay
question.
Cutler quarterback?
But guess
I
what?
think it matters.
I'm gonna need somebody to get open.
It does not.
I'm gonna need somebody to get open, and Chad gonna do it.
I think the only person who can work with
Brandon don't need to be open.
Yeah, he does.
Brandon don't need to be open.
He needs to be open.
Brandon was a strong motherfucker, man.
He is.
Brandon you throw that bitch up. Brandon say, that's gonna be a good one. That would be.
I
A
put
good one.
what Reeves say?
What did Reeves say? I forgot.
I think he said Chad. He take like he don't.
Well, he said because he said Chad harder to defend,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I don't think so. when
So I
people
got
say-
Reeves. You gonna
NBA
put Brandon Marshall out there, or Chad?
Right. But when people say this stuff, like it's like NBA players are harder to defend. Like LeBron isn't harder to defend than somebody else, but he averages more points. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck if he's harder to defend. He gonna catch the shit over you. I don't care. Yeah, I can defend Brandon. He's easy, but he's just stronger and taller than me. That's all that they
And
say.
then you also have to look at the targets. He was a QB throwing the ball. Like who was throwing Chad the ball? Like he had Carson Palmer. I said Carson Palmer. I'm naming the people, bro. I'm giving a full scope of what we're talking about. So Carson Palmer, who else?
Carson Palmer.
It was mostly Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
He had Tom Brady, but he fucked that up.
Wait, didn't Carson Palmer go down for half a season? They had the
I think.
Did he get a little bit of Andy?
Yes.
Andy Dalton?
Yeah, he had some Andy. I think he did have some Andy.
Like maybe his first year or two. But I thought that was AJ Green.
No, so he had. Oh yeah. Oh man, this is some throwback shit. I love. I haven't seen this motherfucker's name in forever, and I loved him. John fucking Kitna.
oh yeah,
Wow.
Kitna
Detroit-
Magic, baby.
Detroit Lion legend.
Because you remember Kitna was that cast off, then he had that monster season. It was like, okay, I guess it's Kitna time. And then they went and got Carson Palmer. But no, we're talking about
Ocho
Carson
did
Palmer.
have a better receiving core around him. Ocho did.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Chris Henry.
Who got the
That's a beast.
hoosh, baby?
Oh, and shout out to Pac-Man Jones. Just gotta say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, look, I love Chad. He's one of my favorite players I've ever watched play. I can absolutely easily tell the story of the NFL.
All right, moving on. I
won't be
disagree.
complete.
You don't have to be sorry
every
for being
time you
wrong.
say it. I'm gonna say it won't be complete.
Me not talking about Ray Rice would not make it complete. It doesn't mean I need to mention him.
You don't need to mention him at all.
I mean, yeah, no. Like
That's my whole
a certain
point.
section.
That's my entire thing with the Hall of Fame. Is that like I want to. That to me is where it kind of comes down to, because especially when you're trying to compare stats and things to like a Joe Namath. Like, why the fuck is Joe Namath there compared to some other quarterbacks? And it's like,
on a fucking mink coat.
But like, you can't think of the NFL without thinking about him with that fucking finger wag.
They pushed him.
All right, guys. This is a conversation for another day.
But
so
Chad Johnson has a better case than Joe Namath, in my opinion.
And hit the final thoughts. Though I appreciate these thoughts. I will start with my final thought. Brent Faiyaz dropped an album last week that I have not stopped listening to. I'm very much a more of a movie person than a music person. I love music as well, but I love film and television more. And when an album gives me a cinematic feel, I think I will fall in love with it. The music has to be good as well, obviously, but with Brent's album, there are like only 3 skits that kind of put a story together, but the music ties into the story, and I really appreciate the album because of that. I love this album. I haven't been able to put it down. I tried to put it down for a little bit, listen to some other shit, and I'll just keep, every time I get in my car, I'm like, let me just turn this Brent back on. I'm at the crib, just let me play some more Brent. It's a great album. I encourage anybody who hasn't listened to it to listen to it. It was inspired by, he said, like, one of the movies that he was watching, which you can tell just from the skits that he was watching during the making of the album, was Vanilla Sky, and another one was Jackie Brown. And you can feel that like within the music, and I appreciated it. It was an album. When I first listened to the album, I was kind of like, it's just okay. I'd heard 4 of the singles. Like, he dropped 4 singles, like 4 out of the 19 tracks, and 3 of them are skits. We'd already heard them because they dropped like within the last year. But then like once you hear it and then you put it together within the story, it like the sequencing of the album, perfect. I fucking love it. It's a great album, and I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see him when he goes on tour.
Nice, I just downloaded it. So my favorite artist of all time, Lloyd Banks, dropped an album last week.
Okay, he did.
Lloyd Banks. My final
Mom
thought.
told me to Sam Goody, want to cop a 50 cent CD, or no, god damn it, I fucked it up. I took that shit home. The shit was whack like a motherfucker. Don't fuck with game. Sorry.
I love Lloyd Banks, but we don't talk about baseball on this podcast, so I'll give you my rundown. The Mets are the best team in baseball. We have Max Scherzer. DeGrom's coming back after the All-Star break, and I may actually get a postseason run this year, and that very much excites me. What else? Go Mets.
All right. FC Barcelona's making some moves. Really happy about it. We just need Koundé, and Champions League final is in our destiny for next year. That's all I got.
It never goes the way you think it's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, shit. I was like, are we getting Lua? Like, I don't know. And we did.
It's harder to score. The Bundesliga is just like where you can score goals, apparently. So I'm interested.
He's coming to La Liga to prove himself.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because he's getting disrespected, like the Ballon d'Or, all the other shit.
Yeah, because everybody can score in the Bundes. That's
you see what Nkunku did this year. That man went off.
Stop saying fake names.
I'm not.
That seems racist.
Did you just say cuckoo?
I said
You haven't tried.
There's no you're just
That's
making
his name.
You're making
Just
it
making fucking
faker.
sounds. Is that racist?
Yeah, because they say this. All right, whatever. Go ahead, Kate.
Keeps over here like disassociating from whatever we're saying. If I look at the camera, it means I'm acknowledging what they're saying.
Okay. Anthony Edwards in the movie Hustle gives me early Tupac vibes. Throwing it out there as far as acting. and I'm really, really interested to see what happens. We're going to go for it. He plays a great villain. Fucking amazing villain in that movie.
Fantastic. Where you from? Spain? Shit sounds whack.
He's charisma.
That's
Just
the little girl over there.
Oh, I was like, it got me. Yeah. Also, Stranger Things season 4 was fucking amazing. In my humble opinion, while I do appreciate Freddie Mercury as a person, I am gonna say there are people running. I am gonna say that
They're running away from the stage.
Huh? No, I hear my loud ass Jamaican cousin just walk in, just fucking
Just
never mind.
look at you. Look at the growth. Look at the
that's
growth,
4 times,
K-Dot.
right?
Look at you.
Good job.
He's thinking about saying it though.
I know.
No, now you guys got me thinking about all the jokes I passed over earlier. There was I want to allude to it so badly. It's no growth.
Growth. And the growth is gone.
I prefer Journey to Queen.
All right, fair enough.
I think that's recency bias, and so I'll allow it for
It's
now.
not recency bias.
It's recency bias.
How the fuck is it recency bias? Freddie Mercury's been dead for 30 years.
You're
and
tired.
The last Journey song is 40 years.
You're tired. You've been watching too much Stranger Things. It's got your head all fucked up.
It
I
is my
understand.
favorite Journey song.
Yeah, I hear you.
But Don't Stop Believing. Don't Stop Believing is the fucking banger.
No.
It's not a banger.
Rhapsody.
James, I don't know if I want to hear your take on this.
No, I just asked you that question.
Okay. What
Which
about
one's
it?
better?
Bohemian Rhapsody or Bohemian
Stop
Rhapsody?
Believing. Okay,
Bohemian
that's what I
Rhapsody.
said.
But here's the thing. Bohemian Rhapsody, when you really look at it, is lame as shit. It's a good song, but it's lame. It shouldn't work.
I'm leaving. Love you all. Goodbye.
Bismillah.
I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, good luck at the game, man.
All right, see if I make it back later.
Oh.